Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Have you ever pondered the genesis of those lofty, billowy clouds that adorn our sky, or how they transform into life-bringing showers, quenching the Earth's thirst with its much-needed hydration? It is certainly a captivating odyssey that commences from the very ground we tread upon, spirals upwards, traversing the boundless expanses of our atmosphere, until it ultimately reaches its zenith high up in the celestial realm of the sky. In this insightful session, we will strive to decipher the complex scientific processes that encompass the formation of clouds and the accompanying phenomenon of precipitation. It's a domain of study that is not only riveting but also fundamental, as it lays the groundwork for understanding our planet's water cycle, a cycle that is vital to the existence of all life on Earth. Our exploration initiates with a process that most of us are acquainted with: evaporation. This is where our sun, the life sustainer, assumes a pivotal role. Its potent heat induces water bodies scattered across our planet, such as the vast oceans, placid lakes, and winding rivers, to relinquish their water content. This water, under the profound influence of the sun's heat, flees from its liquid avatar and metamorphoses into an invisible gaseous form. Referred to as water-sun's warmth, however, doesn't stop at causing evaporation. As it relentlessly heats the Earth's surface, the air above also begins to heat up. Warm air, according to the principles of physics, is less dense than its cooler counterpart and has an innate propensity to ascend. As this warmed air rises, it acts like an elevator for the freshly formed water vapor, lifting it upwards with it. The water vapor, securely ensnared in the rising warm air, commences its elevation into the higher strata of the atmosphere. Here, it embarks on a journey that will soon result in the creation of the soft, fluffy clouds that captivate our imaginations. This journey, though often overlooked owing to its frequent occurrence, is crucial in maintaining the ecological equilibrium of our planet. This cycle forms an essential chapter of the water cycle that sustains life on Earth. This water vapor, now securely encased within the warm air, is then thrust upwards into the atmosphere, setting in motion the next phase of this fascinating process. As our air continues its upward voyage, it meets a new atmospheric zone, where the temperatures begin to steadily drop. This oscillation in temperature isn't just a random event, it's a critical turning point, a pivotal transition in the unfolding narrative of our atmosphere. The cooling process is of utmost significance. It is a transformation, a metamorphosis that readies the air for its next significant phase: condensation. The term condensation signifies a change in state, a switch from a gaseous to a liquid state. This occurrence is no short of a marvel, a grand spectacle of nature triggered when the moisture-laden air is chilled. The microscopic water vapor, hitherto suspended in the air, starts to condense. This condensation results in minuscule droplets of water, or in some cases, ice crystals. These droplets form around any particles that are present in the air. What could these particles be? They might be dust, smoke, or even particles of salt. This process unfolds like a harmonious dance of elements, a magnificent symphony of solids and liquids creating a rhythm in the air. As the continues, these tiny droplets and crystals begin to coalesce, demonstrating the forces of attraction that govern our universe. The end result is a visible mass that we often gaze at in the sky, a cloud. Yet the formation of a cloud cannot be chalked down to mere condensation alone. It's a complicated interplay of multiple. The resulting cloud isn't just a random spectacle. Its formation is influenced by the temperature and humidity of the atmosphere at that specific moment. Altitude also plays a crucial role, dictating the height at which this miraculous event unfolds. The type of cloud that manifests depends on these factors: the temperature and humidity levels of the atmosphere, and the altitude at which the cloud comes into existence. Our journey doesn't terminate here. In fact, we are just venturing deeper into this captivating voyage. Nested in the heart of the cloud is a microcosm ceaselessly at work. It is in here where minuscule water droplets or tiny ice crystals, unseen by the naked eye, participate in an exquisite dance of evolution. Similar to the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly, these tiny particles too undergo a profound metamorphosis. Their journey begins as elements so tiny that thousands could comfortably perch on a pinhead. But this is not their lasting state. Presented with the perfect conditions, they initiate their expansion. This enlargement is a subtle process, swayed by the ambient temperature, humidity, and the existence of dust particles which act as a platform for water to condense. Time passes, and these droplets or ice crystals engage in a continuous dance with more water vapor from the surrounding atmosphere, growing larger and larger in a process identified this process is parallel to the manner in which a snowball amplifies in size as it rolls down a snowy hillside, procuring more snow as it descends. This continuous process culminates in these droplets, or ice crystals, reaching a substantial size. A captivating phenomenon is then observed. These particles, once too minuscule to even spot, grow too large and heavy to stay suspended in the air. They surrender to the force of gravity that pulls them towards the Earth. It is in this moment that the miracle unfolds, marking the advent of an essential element that supports life on Earth: precipitation. The term precipitation draws its roots from the Latin word precipitare, which translates to fall headlong. It represents any product of the condensation of atmospheric water vapor that succumbs to gravity. The phenomenon of precipitation manifests in an array of forms. It could be a mild drizzle rejuvenates our gardens, a heavy downpour that replenishes our rivers, or sleet that transforms our landscapes into winter wonderlands. It could appear as delicate snowflakes that inspire poets, or as unusual graupel that piques our curiosity. Sometimes it's hail that serves as a stark reminder of nature's immense power. In each of its forms, precipitation plays a vital role in sustaining life on Earth, making it a fascinating subject of exploration. When we observe a cloud, it's imperative to understand that it isn't a mere arbitrary formation in the sky. It symbolizes countless intricate processes that are ceaselessly in operation, intimately connecting the Earth and the sky in an unending cycle of transformation and rebirth. This is no random occurrence, but an intricately planned sequence that initiates with the sun's incandescent touch on the Earth and concludes with the tender descent of precipitation. It's a magnificent ballet that begins with solar heat and ends with the touch of raindrops, snowflakes, or hailstones on our planet. Clouds, these conspicuous formations in the sky, are tangible evidence of a dynamic process that is indispensable for the survival of life on Earth. The water cycle, a grand odyssey of water from land to atmosphere and back again, is a pivotal component of this process. This perpetual cycle, powered by the sun, fuels the energy that shapes our weather systems, impacts our climate, and ultimately delineates the nature of our existence. At the core of this cycle lies the transformation of water from one state to another. The sun's heat enables water from oceans, rivers, and lakes to evaporate, transforming it into water vapor. This invisible vapor is propelled into the sky by the warming currents of the air. As it ascends, it cools, and upon reaching a certain altitude, it condenses into droplets, thereby giving birth to the clouds we see adorning the sky. Clouds play a significant role in this cycle, acting as massive storage systems, suspending the water aloft until conditions are ripe for its release. When these water droplets amalgamate and become too dense to float in the air, they plummet back to the Earth as precipitation, completing the cycle and initiating it afresh. This process intricately influences our everyday lives. It's not just about we need to carry an umbrella or not, it significantly influences our food supply. The water cycle's capacity to evenly disperse water across the Earth's surface ensures the welfare of our crops and the uniformity of our food supply. So the next time you catch sight of a cloud, let it serve as a symbol of the Earth's remarkable water cycle. The journey of water from the Earth's surface to its transformation into clouds and its eventual return in the form of precipitation is a vital part of the Earth's water cycle. It's a relentless process that nurtures life on Earth, influencing everything from the weather we experience to the food we consume. To start, evaporation is a key stage where, under the influence of the sun's radiant heat, water from oceans, rivers, and other sources undergoes a physical transformation into a gaseous known as vapor. This vapor, being lighter than the surrounding air, ascends into the atmosphere. As it moves higher, away from the Earth's surface towards the colder regions of the atmosphere, a decrease in temperature cools the vapor down. This cooling prompts the vapor to undergo a second transition, converting from its gaseous state back into a liquid state that forms a watery shell around tiny particles these particles, now clad in a liquid cover, begin to come together to form larger bodies, the structures we know as clouds. These clouds, whether floating as isolated entities or creating extensive sky-covering blankets, are the visible signs of intricate cloud formation process. Ultimately, when these water-encased particles within the cloud become too heavy to remain floating, they liberate themselves from their airborne bonds and fall back to the Earth in a process known as precipitation. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail, all are different forms of precipitation that signal the conclusion of one cycle of this complex process. This process is more than just a water cycle. It's a life cycle, an eternal loop of creation and renewal. It enriches our Earth, transforming it into a life-supporting entity that can sustain an astounding variety of life forms. It is the life-giving essence, the vital fluid of our planet. So, when you next observe a cloud or experience rain, remember to marvel at this remarkable journey of water, from the ground to the sky and back to the ground again. Thanks for watching us. Don't forget to subscribe. As we move through our daily lives, it's easy to forget that we too play a part in this incredible water cycle. Our actions can have a significant impact on this delicate system. When we use water in our homes, industries, and agriculture, we are essentially borrowing it from the cycle. After use, the water often returns to the system in a different state, sometimes polluted or heated, which can impact the natural balance. Not only this, but human activities such as deforestation and burning of fossil fuels contribute to global warming, which in turn affects the water cycle by increasing evaporation rates and changing precipitation patterns. So the next time you turn on the tap or take a shower, remember the remarkable journey that water has taken to reach you, and consider how your actions can help maintain the balance of this vital cycle. The water cycle is not just a natural process, it's a shared responsibility. We all have a part to play in preserving this life-giving cycle for future generations. Let's make sure we do our part. Stay tuned for more insightful videos on the fascinating world around us.